All right, g'day everyone. Welcome to the TF Live cast of ozfortress Premier Week 4. This match is between Butterfly Effect and Ad Hominem Attack, who are sitting currently around the mid to bottom of Prem at the moment, but are pretty close together, so hopefully we'll have a good map on our hands. Joining me tonight on production, we have Core, and as my co-caster, we have Graham. How you doing tonight, Graham?
I'm really good. It's funny. There's a LAN in North America this past weekend, or GB. I managed to roll in, and I was they were desperate. Apparently, all the casters that I had for the LAN were happened to actually be playing in the LAN because it was an open tournament. So they had nobody. So I got a message being like, "Hey, I know you don't really cast TF2 anymore, but can you swing by and cast some TF2 for us?" I said, "Yeah," and I did it with Eepoli, and I had a really fun time. And then I kind of remembered that I still love casting this game. And then I saw that you needed a caster. I'm like, "Oh, I still like casting this game. Let's do it." So here we are. You can thank RGB LAN and console for the reason I'm here tonight.
Fantastic, man. Well, I'm looking forward to some pretty exciting TF2. Just really quickly, we might start by going down some of these rosters. I might take us down the roster of the red team, which is Ad Hominem Attack on your screen. So, Ad Hominem Attack last season, I believe, won Inter, and this is their first season moving up into the Premier Division. A lot of their roster is the same, but they have changed a couple of people. So Connor is the same on their flank scout. Dork is a new pickup, replacing, I believe, Decap, who was their core scout last season. Samson on Roma, who is the same, and the team captain there. Trumpet on Demo, who is the same. Adolo is normally known for his scout play, but he is actually filling in on Pocket this season for this team. He's a very good gamer with a fair bit of Prem experience, so I'm keen to see what he can do. And we have the ever wonderful Keller, or Michael Bong the second, on your screens, filling up the slots on Medic there. So that's a pretty solid team. They've been together in one form or another for a fair few seasons now. I think I played on this team a couple of seasons ago, and then I left and they came first, so there must be some connection there, but I can't quite see it. And then joining them tonight on the other side is Butterfly Effect. Do you want to take us down the roster of Butterfly Effect here, Graham?
Well, there's some names that I recognize, which is always terrifying and also good at the same time. I see a Faithless in the server. I see Crawlich, which at this point I'm sure everybody knows, goes without saying, is Rocky. And well, that's just a certain New Zealander that I'm always always thrilled to see, especially if he runs shotgun. I don't know if he still does that. Are we paused in pregame?
I believe
Are we paused in pregame?
No, I think this is an STV crash, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh no. I guess we can continue going down down some of these rosters. Rocky, I think, is actually roaming for this team, so he shouldn't be running shotgun. But
Shotgun
it
roamer,
would be
it's a
interesting.
thing, you
yeah.
can do it. But no, I think it might have actually been a pause because the STV seems to be fine now. So that inevitably means that the game is going to be soon, and
Yeah.
we had a pause instantly. What you love to see.
I guess there was a, I gave them another 30 seconds about 30 seconds ago, so they must have readied up and then someone wasn't there. I guess we'll find out. Keep taking us down this roster though, Graham.
So I got a guy with the lovely butterfly there. That is impressive. That's Josh.
Yeah, he is Spade on the roster. Yeah, but I think he does go by Josh nowadays.
Well, I'll call him Josh. It's like I'm going to call him Michael Bong, because it's hard to keep track. So honestly, if I end up casting you and you have your name as something weird, just expect I'm going to call you that because, I mean, that's your fault. Moop is on demo. Dog Roll and Raise round out the roster because we're going live right about now.
Indeed, and this is about when I guess we had our pause coming in. I'm not sure what happened, but we do see them starting to roll out now. No pause as of yet. I guess we'll find out when it happens at some point, but they are rolling out to this first mid. My cam is on Trumpet, actually opting to go the upper route, being mirrored actually lower by his counterpart on Moop there going on the right side on his team's perspective, but that is Rocky jumping forward, trying to get some damage there, and all of the ground has gone to the blue team right now, and that is Trumpet going down. I guess this is where our pause came in, but Moop is in a very commanding position, standing on top of this point with his whole team, and that demo man going down. We see some like re-exec action here. I guess this mid-fight was just a trick, Graham.
Well, you got jabaited. Adolo died, both figuratively and literally, and then came back to life. Was reborn in the server. That was the reason for the pause.
All right, I guess
TF2 crashed before
let's
I
start
got
this
the
again,
bid.
I guess. This is our Week 4 Premiership game between Butterfly Effect and Ad Hominem Attack, and that is the first mid we're going to, and you didn't see anything, ladies and gentlemen. The same rollouts being mirrored here, Trumpet going up top and Moop going down below there, and the soldiers are a little bit less aggressive this time on the side of blue team, and it looks like the ground is now actually just being taken as a big jump in from Adolo is doing quite a lot of damage, but the scouts have gone forward in that gap there. Raze and Faithless both teaming up for Samson and Adolo. That's all soldiers down on the side of red team. Moop does go down, but that is an excellent flank from Rocky, being followed up on by his other soldier in Josh there. But that was a fantastic flank, going down that new drop down in this version of the map and absolutely annihilating the red team as they try to lead. And that is a complete wipe on the side of red team now, on the side of this is Ad Hominem Attack, and the blue team is really, really close, getting ready to push here, Graham.
Yeah, the Butterfly Effect are getting ready to fly in here. We are seeing them run straight forward. That is Faithless. The Uber's going to be popped out. Dolo is the first casualty. Josh gets it, but Raze falls to the Heavy. Doing all kinds of work. Gun goes down. The Heavy's still there. But there's scouts on the point. They need to condense on it. Yes, they do. Finally, just in the nick of time. But Josh will fall Rocky down as well. And this push is going to be stunted as Moop and Doggerel fall off.
Yeah, that Heavy just like not taking any damage there. Oh, but all the soldier jumps in, tries to get something last minute. So much cap time there. He might even choose to do that again. But yeah, that Heavy just didn't die, and they couldn't really get too much point presence. There was one scout who did so much. I believe that was Faithless actually standing on the point there. But his team unfortunately couldn't quite follow that up with some damage. There were some scrappy fights on the flank, and they just lost a little bit too many gamers on the way in there. But now the red team is starting to flood out onto this, and a really nice pipe by Trumpet onto Rocky just there as he jumps him as they try to leave. Adolo still jumping forward, ready to make this space, and this is the second point falling, and they're trying to actually, it looks like, go really, really aggressive through this lower area. Indeed, they looked like they could wrap them, but they rotated to the toxic area to cut any sort of wrap action off. But the Ubers are now forced out. Michael Bong II is milking this for all it's worth. Does manage to use, unfortunately does drop. I think that was actually the Roma going down on the flank, so I don't think that was his fault. But they do trade, but unfortunately they're not in a good position, and they just walk backwards with that trade, and the Uber ad is now on the side of Doggerel here, Graham.
Yeah, it was a good old soldier trade where you both kill each other, both with the rockets. The old Roamer special.
The Roma special, yeah.
Now we do see even Uber. This is pretty close. I mean, at this point, I'd actually like to see. You don't see it enough. I'd like to see Butterfly Effect try for like a quasi dry push coming in just to off Ubers right now. Just seeing if they can catch ad hominem. Wow, English is a hard language at 3 a.m. apparently. But I'd like to see them just to try that. They're not going to, obviously. Ubers are even. They're about to be evened up. But I found a lot of teams, especially, I think you were talking before we went on air, that one of these teams was a move up after winning Inter. So sometimes you can catch teams out, especially with the jitters of being in prem with that aggression. But speaking of aggression, Rocky does come flying in and straight to his death. Josh comes in behind, and well, Faithless got a Dolo, but they still are down a player at this moment.
Yeah, it looks like they want to go for a trade here. They're getting a little bit antsy in towards this. I believe this is called cargo area now, but I think they took out most of the cargo in it, so it's now just lobby, I guess. But they do choose to back out eventually as the spawns are now evened up. Adolo spawning now and Spade up in another couple of seconds, and it does look like it's just going to stalemate again. Butterfly Effect kind of taking the first push there, I guess, as they sent both of their soldiers in to sack. Unfortunately, nothing coming of it. But red team just couldn't quite push on that, both soldiers down there. And it looks like they might just sort of try the same thing. It looks like Spade is trying to get quite close with the heels and see if he can jump through a little bit here. Just a little bit of spam being exchanged into this area now, but no one really making that move just yet. And they are actually going for a solo pocket trade here on Spade. Spade not really getting anything. Yeah, they're kind of jumping around a little bit here. Stickies, oh, Faithless and Spade both going down. Big damage actually by Trumpet into this area there, causing everyone to go around. And this is Raze coming in behind, dueling Dork, but Dork wins it. Nice rocket from Rocky to finish him off in the end though. But this is the blue team in Butterfly Effect falling really, really hard. Some nice flanks from Adolo and Connor both coming in there to clean up those players. Dogroll super low is taken down. Faithless looks like he will trade on that scout, and Josh is going in for the play right now, right in onto the face of Michael Bong II, but Adolo and Samson, oh, actually, no, Trumpet steals both of those frags. There is a sniper in this forward spawn, though. Yeah, he has been seen, but there's a trap. Oh, and Trumpet goes down, and I guess it's time for me to let you to speak again, Graham.
Man, oh man, that was utter chaos. But one of the things I do mildly question is Doggerel. When they did try and escape with Rocky, they wound up splitting, going the wrong way. Sometimes it happens. Miscommunication can be an issue. But at the end of the day, I honestly thought he should have killbinded. There was a lot of time that he was trying to avoid his scout. The scout was just toying with his prey. And at the end of the day, got the basher kill onto the med. I think a killbind a little bit earlier would be putting us in a situation where the Ubers are a lot closer. It's a 40% add. It would probably only be 20 as Raze gets a nice body shot there out of spawn. And the Uber is popped out here on Michael Bong. They found another kill on the Rocky. That's not quite enough for this. I don't think they'll be able to take this point. They need to find something else as these players start to re-aggress in. Uber is 90% on Doggerel. If they can catch Doggerel, oh, the shutter with the save. And Doggerel will be A-okay. Uber is now up on Doggerel.
Yeah, Raze actually sat in spawn on Sniper the entire time that fight and was basically pressured like 0% of the time. Nothing was really happened, although that is a Dolo jumping forward and a dog roll is forced really early as they try to take this mid. Trumpet may get caught a little bit here. No, he does manage to get out. Faithless looks like he's overstaying his welcome a little bit. Looks like he might be caught in. Yeah, he does die to a nice sticky trap behind him by Trumpet there. And Trumpet is actually doing quite a lot of work right now. He seems to be dealing a lot of damage, or at least getting a lot of kills, which is awesome. And they look like they're trying to take this in on their player ad, and that is indeed 2 down. The soldiers on the high ground seeing what they can do right now, but looks like Keller is in no damage, or Michael Bong II rather is in no damage, and they do take this mid fight without being forced at all, and it is still about 50 ad, and they look like they want to roll this pretty hard, Graham.
Yeah, they are trying to sail straight on through. They've got their nets out. They're trying to catch these butterflies. Seeker runs straight forward. They force everybody away. They don't find kills. Uber's going to leapfrog very quickly, and Rocky's trying to delay and actually gets the kill onto Michael Bong. And now that means that these players are going to be following right back through. Doggerel's there with the Uber, trying to stay alive. Doesn't want to force out here, but the sellout is too strong. And Doc's still alive. That took... Still! Please! Thank you. Thank you, Raze.
Kind of just extended his spawn. Yeah, extended his spawn for no real reason there. He's now got a 16-second spawn compared to everyone else's 6. I don't know. I would have just died there. But they do...
It might have worked in the sense that they've gotten 3 forwards, and yeah, they're actually going to get all 5 spawns. So you might argue that that's worth it from his point, just for the fact that everybody's able to be up here, and maybe they can mount a defense on second. Bomb's coming in right over the top, but Dolo getting in! Another kill, please. Yes, it's going to be Connor to get the cleanup on the Doggerel. They do drop Michael Bong for it, though, so this is falling apart. Doc needs to go absolutely ham. And he's got 2. Connor's got a 3rd. And this is looking like a very solid defense, despite dropping both medics.
Yeah, that was actually really, really well played by the red team there. There was some nice cohesion and focus fire there
Josh.
on both of those scouts. But yeah, Josh was waiting in this under area the whole time, and he looks like he's jumped forward to get this back cap, and he actually does succeed in getting it. Looks like he might live as well. That is absolutely crazy. Scouts forwarding him there. No, he does die in the end, but he did so much for his team there. That is a very elongated brain moment from Spade there, Graham.
Man, some days you just have, like, the biggest brain in the world, and it feels amazing. I wouldn't actually know if it feels amazing. It's not really something I've come across, because...
Yeah, relate to that a
LOL
lot.
Open players, but... at the end of the day, man, that was a slick play. That was just really clever, and it's something that you don't see... maybe you do on Reckoner. I don't tend to cast this map. It's, you know, my region, my home zone. doesn't tend to play it, and it really came
this
in
is-
after I started casting.
This is definitely
It's
the
tough.
first season in quite a while that I think it was season 16 or 17 was the last time this is played, and we're now up to, I believe it's 25. So it's been a while that this map's been out of the map rotation. It's had a fair few updates recently, like there's that drop down area in cargo, and there's a few little changes. Lobby is still really, really hard to push, which is why we are still on round 1, 10 minutes into this, and no sort of leapfrog onto the last point has ever been successful so far. We've just been trading these seconds and mids. But as I say that, this is Rocky jumping in really, really far. He gets absolutely crushed though, and no real damage onto the medic there, as he does survive on pretty high health. And this looks like Samson coming in for some kind of... No, he's just taking a lot of damage and running away. He does choose to back off there. Adolo, in fact, does sack instead. Looks like he gets nothing there, and these stalemates are now beating each other against this lobby room again. Oh, I say that Josh is in super close. He manages to get the force out onto Keller. They're jumping forward with Dork to see if he can get anything done, but he looks like he's just going to get absolutely mulched by 5 gamers. Yeah, no chance there, Dork. Sorry. And now Red Team is forced to back all the way off their Trumpet. Looks like he's lagging through a wall right now. No, he's managed to stop lagging just in time to be shot at by, I believe that was Rocky again, as they do take this second point completely without contestation here. And this is the first real chance we've seen at a last push from these guys since the Putis shut them down about 5 minutes ago. So we're hopefully going to see something really nice coming into this. There is a gun up on the other side. Putis is back in the same spot. Gun goes down, and Adolo jumps forward to get this force. They are rotating through the spawn, and as that has happened, the point has started to be played by Faithless, and the focus fire is now coming in really, really strong from the blue side, I should say now. And the point is being played, and it's just Keller, and he can't do anything right at the end there. And that is round 1 on the board, 12 minutes later for Butterfly Effect, Graham.
And quite legitimately a flawless last push there. No one fell on the side of Butterfly Effect. They just floated in, capped the point, and called it a day. We can see more of that from them here. Obviously, this is going to be smooth sailing. But I've been impressed so far with that hominem. This mid will go a long way to continuing that impression. Oh, Adolo, so much damage done on that bomb. He actually eats a fair amount himself. No one has fallen thus far. Connor is very hurt now. This is Adolo who goes deep on the move, gets that kill. That's a big opener. Now can they follow it up? Only the roamer's down. They need to find the follow-up kills. Connor's in trouble though. Rocky has that one. When they find anything else as Doc falls, and this should be the end of the mid. And I think Michael Bong's going to be caught in there. Indeed he will. Michael Bong will go down. And Trumpet is not going to escape. That is going to be a full wipe on this mid. Adolo's building a sentry on last. He knows the situation. He knows it's full ad right now. And this is a chance for Butterfly Effect to fly through and take their second round.
Oh no, he gets spammed down as he's trying to repair his gun. That's really bad luck. But yeah, Adolo played that mid so well. Like, all of his bombs there, just waiting for that arrow. He was so effective on that mid. But Blue Team was just way, way better at holding close and just killing those overextending players on Red Team. But as I say that, the Uber has now been popped into last. They did try to rotate a little bit through spawn there, but everyone has just been taken so low, and that time has... rotating through spawn has not really done anything for them, as it's just given ground to the blue team, if anything. And now it is just Michael Bong the second left alive. Dork spawning right at the end of that fight, but that was a very quick second round on the board, Graham.
It's one of the oldest things in TF2. It's been around as long as I can think of watching. Is there, you get a lot of times where you have a really long round like that. Sometimes where it's like 20 minutes and then the next round's 2 minutes. It's just instant. It's always the way it seems to go. Sometimes it's actually in response. But instead we're up 2-0 right now when
this
there's a
mid
big
actually is
bomb.
starting to happen. That double bomb in from both of these soldiers. They get Dogroll and Rocky for it, but unfortunately that seems to be about it, as literally everyone else is dying right now. Trumpet is on very low health. He's not going to live for much longer. He trades with a nice pipe onto the jumping soldier of Spade there, but Raze actually does survive in what was actually a pretty close mid. That double soldier aggression really actually almost paid off. Almost paid off. It did get the medic down. Now Michael Bong and Adolo are up, building that into what's pretty much an even Ubers situation here, but Raze does cap this mid for his team now, Graham.
Yeah, they solved the #1 problem they had in that last round, and that's the fact that they didn't kill Med on mid, so it was a full Uber advantage to push in. Not going to be the case this time. It's pretty even. Actually, a slight ad for Michael Bong, and he's building better, so he can actually eke this out.
Rocky. Look at Rocky right now. Guess what class Rocky's playing?
Oh, hell yes. He's on the hurt. You know, he played with Hurts for a while. He picked something up, and that's always
He's
a
actually
spy.
decloaking really aggressively behind them. He's right behind Keller right now. He's going to get it. He does. 98% Uber. Rocky with the long brain play. Gets the stab, and now this is full Uber ad on the side of Doggerel. The soldiers are jumping forward, trying to get something. Adolo gets absolutely annihilated out of the air by Moop there. And now they're jumping in pretty contest-free, actually. Doggerel still hanging back a little bit, not taking any damage right now. That's Adolo and Dork down. Connor is back on last, setting up a sentry right now. Looks like there is actually still a sticky trap here. Is this someone gonna... Yeah, Samson actually trades on the flank. I didn't realize he was stuck behind there. But they do lose Samson heading into this Uber, and hopefully this sentry gun is going to be enough. Dork coming up on Pyro... Question mark? Yeah, he is on Pyro there. But the soldiers are already in. Josh is jumping forward, doing a lot of damage. This gun is actually not down yet. Dork dies, managing to sort of actually do a lot of sort of time wasting on that Uber there, but he does die. Rocky trades with a Dolo right at the end there, and the high ground is actually being played by these soldiers and demos really well, actually. Nice arrows from Keller, keeping his demo man alive there. Josh is jumping forward. Looks like it's too little too late, and the coordination play again on the side of Butterfly Effect has transferred itself into another round here, Graham.
Now it's do or die, really, for ad hominem attack. They looked so good in the first round. They had a really nice back and forth. But after they lost these mids, they haven't been able to hold last really at all. Got a little bit closer. They got 2 kills. That's the best they've had out of their last 3 attempts. Need to see better from them here, and it all comes down on this mid. A huge bomb forward right again. That's a Dolo going in. Doggerel is okay. Second bomb comes through, and he does fall. Now can they keep their med alive? Michael Blanc's got some pressure coming in. They need to find these kills. It's 3v4, so man advantage right now for Butterfly Effect. But they don't have the heals. Doesn't matter, though. They've got the kills on the scouts. Doc falls, so it's just Trumpet and Michael Bong trying to stay alive. And someone's in behind. That's deep. There's a scout right here. Gets the kill on the Michael Bong before the spawners can arrive. Trumpet will be supported to live, but Doggerel is going to come up with Uber advantage.
Yeah, that was really well played by Faithless there, getting in behind while I think that was Josh or Spade was actually distracting there, getting all of Trumpet's attention. And you know, once you get the attention of the one person who's sort of keeping the med alive, you can just sort of slip in from the rear there and deal quite a lot of damage. And that has completely reset this mid. I feel that the double soldier aggression is kind of working, but Butterfly Effect are just so much better at slowing down and regrouping. They're realizing that these soldiers just want to kill Doggerel, and the rest of the team are just regrouping so well after that. And look, and they know that he needs to go for Doggerel, so Doggerel is just waiting behind in that toxic area, and Samson jumps forward into 2 scouts, a demo man and a soldier, and gets absolutely no damage onto Doggerel. So yeah, they're playing this really, really sensibly, just grinding up the last bit of this Uber now, but it should be even. Right now, I believe they've managed to delay for just long enough that this should be even.
Indeed it is. So this is their best chance since the beginning, the very first last hold of them to hold it. But they need to do well. Moop with a nice air pipe. Unfortunately, it was on the Ubered medic. And he was alone in a corner. So Moop has fallen. Still, nice pipe. Credit where it's due. But they are going to back out, reset here. Dropped the Samsung. They've dropped a Moop. All right, Ray's falling as well. Might mean they can try and get 4th on this one. Rocky doing so much work.
Trumpet was so low there, but Spade's in behind. He's going for a play here. Yes, he manages to get the medic, and he's jumping backwards, seeing if he can get any more players. Panicking about that last point. Manages to get out right now. Oh no, gets piped down by Trumpet right in the end. Rocky is coming forward. Nice rockets onto Connor just there, and they're all over this lobby position, dealing so much damage. Rocky is doing so much work right now. Does die, but he's done a lot of damage. Looks like Trumpet's going to go down on the point. Point's being played. Nice pipes from Moop as he jumps in to clean up the pocket soldier. And this is 4-0 with about 10 minutes left. I'm not sure of the timings on this map, but as you said, a couple of rounds, 1 round ago even, it is definitely do or die for ad hominem attack right now. They need to get some rounds on the board right now, Graham.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you don't win the round, you need to do something that makes you feel good going into the next map. You need to find some semblance of life, because you started strong, and then you absolutely faded. They had no stamina in this map. They need to show any sign of life, a pulse, anything. And Samsung going in and dying isn't much of it. Adolo gets shut down too. Yeah, they find Rocky. That's a soldier. That's not great. You don't want to just find one soldier in a mid-fight. They will take Rocky dying every single time if it means that they win the mid. And, well, for the last 4 rounds now, Butterfly Effect have won mid. They're even in here on second, brawling this one out. So much damage done. Trumpet's in trouble. Trumpet will not get out. A brilliant sticky from Moop there to catch him. Now 3 have fallen. The defense is bleeding. And this is the round, surely, as Michael Bong goes down to Faithless. It's just a Dolo. Points already being capped.
He
No
gets
one's
the
gonna
medic.
spawn.
He gets the medic.
What?
It's a too little too late, though. He does drop dog roll, but yeah, that's way too little too late. That is something that he will feel good about, as you say, heading into the next game. But yeah, that's 5-0 already.
Speaking of feel good about, you gotta feel good about Moop's pipes right now. Connor trying to jump onto the point. Not gonna do anything, but he just tried to jump and delay a little bit. And he got air piped trying to jump in. It's just like insult to injury. Your med drops and then you get air piped trying to stop the last cap.
Indeed, and I think Moop is definitely quite a pivotal figure in terms of the amount of damage that he does for this team. He's a very high damage demo man. I haven't looked at the logs yet, so I'm speaking out of my ass a little bit right now, but just before we do have a quick look at these logs, apart from Moop, is there any standout players for you on either of these teams, Graham?
In a losing effort, I've been impressed with Duck so far. Like, he's playing quite well on Scout. I do think a lot of that probably comes from Demoman damage. Trumpet's died a bit more than I'd have liked to see, but I still feel like Trumpet's having a positive impact even on a losing side.
Yeah,
the real
definitely.
standouts, though, I think without any question, come down to honestly what you could call like the big man on this team, but a couple of big men would be Faithless, Raze, and Krolich. So Rocky. I still see his name in the server, and I'm just like, Krolich, even though I know better. So that's a message to you, Rocky. Why you gotta go play matches as Krolich? Come on, man. Just be Rocky. Everyone knows that you're Rocky. Don't even try. He has
officially changed his name on Warzone to Krolich, so I think he might be sticking with it full time. But yeah, let's talk about these logs. Do you have those logs in front of you?
I did just open them, and just say, not that there is anyone out there that's ever wants to be a caster, but in case you do want to be a caster, and you do come into a cast like this, be like Xander. Xander went, he found the logs, and he linked them to me. That is like going above and beyond, because there's nothing worse than like trying to sift through logs and be like, oh my god, I can't find it. No, you made it easy for me. God bless you.
You're very kind. Thank you very much. I try to be as professional as I can be. But yeah, looking at these logs, we have actually Trumpet top damaging on the losing team of a 5-0, going positive as Demo Man with 330 DPM. That is a fantastic performance. I'm very impressed with that. He's obviously a very good gamer. I'm wondering how that kind of lines up with his heals. It does look like he did get the most heals by about 5 or 6% on his team there. So he does seem to be actually the center point that this team works around. Definitely Adolo playing pocket there, getting the least heals of the combo total there in less than 20%. I'm tabbed out at the moment. I think that is actually us going live. So
we are live, so I'll take this first mid as Trump
Sure.
comes surfing straight on through. Right about in sync with Moop. Early stickies, though, don't land. However, Trumpet did zone Moop off the health, whereas Trumpet grabbed his zone. And now it's a matter of seeing where these bombs come in. We've seen these soldiers go sailing on Reckoner. I reckon they'll be sailing in here any moment now to try and open things up. Everyone is clumped together over on that hominem, so a big bomb right now would be so key. The health is even poor. Now here comes Rocky in over the top, doing so much damage. He's got 3 people with the same rockets, and the cleanup is there. Faithless and Raze getting a pair. Make that a duo for Faithless himself. Raze on 1. And now 3 players left alive trying to escape right now. Ad hominem attack. Can they do it? No. They're in. Faithless gets the drop on the Michael Bong. And how do you let that happen?
Oh, and the Ubered skill stick frag onto Samston. Yeah, I think there was just a little bit of miscommunication, and I think yeah, Faithless again just slipping in between Keller and his teammates there, managing to drop him in this instant. But yeah, now the Ubers were forced onto second, actually, because that was Samson jumping forward and forcing Doggerel. He doesn't want another drop to his name this game. It was a pretty easy force in my opinion, but like, yeah, he did force it there. And these Ubers are actually, I would say they were even, but it doesn't look like it actually. It looks like Blue Team has been building a lot better.
So someone needs to send this, like, clip this and just send it to Marxist right now, because that is a man that if he saw this would be leaning back smiling with absolute glee. He has been the biggest proponent of the process heavy push.
Oh my god.
He has been pushing this since at least season 15 of BSCA. He's doing it for ages.
Here
and they
he
bring
comes.
the heavy in,
Here
post
he
Uber
comes.
coming in ready to farm. But there's a crit on the field. Is that
Samson
low or is that an
manages to
unusual?
kill him. Samson manages to kill him there, and this is Trumpet and Connor just doing last-ditch effort here. Trumpet has nothing loaded, unfortunately, just spamming pipes and missing pipes. But yeah, that heavy doing so much work. It's something that Rocky loves to do. Him and Arbender used to do it quite a lot, and Marxist as well. I remember seeing one of his process videos saying heavy is strong, pushing into last. It is definitely something that definitely happens on this point, and we just saw it perfectly in action. These soldiers are actually jumping quickly onto the midpoint now, trading some rockets up top before both backing off. Both demos arriving pretty much the same time. I think Trumpet actually beefed the Surf a little bit there. Samson actually does manage to get to distract Moop while Adolo gets him. Adolo trades. There's two down on each side. Actually, Spade dying too. So now the player advantage is on the side of Red Team, and they do choose to, Blue Team even choose to back out here.
Ad hominem won a mid?
They did. Oh, but Ray's is gremlining. Oh, Ray's moves just too soon. Unfortunately, nothing happens there. The Ubers are even here, so I don't know if they'll be able to get in as these spawns do come in for butterfly effect, and it does look like, yeah, Red Team is holding this fairly passively now. Dork quite banged up, waiting for that arrow from his medic, and Trumpet is just walking forward and spamming this choke point, exchanging some stickies with Moop right now, Graham.
Ooh, big sail in right now from Rocky. Gets the Surf off on Michael Buff. Not able to hit the follow-up. But still, it's a lovely little bomb there. And now we see more aggression. Adolo comes in, actually going to get that kill on the Moop. That's Samsung landing there, doing the job. And Raze gets the Winger kill. I have to shout that out. Winger, my favorite weapon. And now Josh coming in, not going to be able to get the kill onto the medic as well. Trying to get out, though. Lived way longer than I honestly
Some
thought
really
he should.
nice, yeah, really nice surfs from Keller right now, actually managing to stay alive there. He's got these two soldiers sacking in against him. There's another one coming in. He does choose to force there while getting the surf. But now they're not actually going for a force here. It looks like they're backing out. They're sending Dork in, but he can't really do anything as the Uber fades on him really quick. Connor looks like he may get caught. No, he does leave there. But now this is full advantage on Doggerel, and they're ready to move. Samson is gremlining in this corner. They don't check. They do check. Faithless is too brainy for that. Doesn't work for him. And they now get this midpoint. Looks like completely without contest after both soldiers do die trying to get that force.
So when you have the name value that Rocky carries as an absolute rocket legend in this game, you do get a little bit of benefit to that. And what that is that I honestly didn't think he hit the best rocket onto Michael Bong, but Michael Bong popped because when you have Rocky that's going to land there and you're at that HP, you have to do it. So with that now, they have that full Uber advantage. They're able to roll forward here. Moop gets one kill, Faithless with another one. They've baited out the point a little bit to try and get them around, but the Uber is back up here. And now it is popped off by the boys in red. Ad hominem trying to grind it out. But the thing is, Faithless is playing the point. He gets the kill on the Michael Bong, and they steal around just in the nick of time.
Yeah, that Uber looked like it could save everything, but they just stood on point not knowing who to focus. It just seemed like there was no focus call in that. Someone was like, oh, this player's low, and no one focused on one player. They both kind of split up, and then the Uber faded and no one was dead. And they just the blue team just walked on the point and they could do nothing. Samson taken super low as he heads right in towards this mid now, and it looks like Rocky is jumping behind into their IT. And just with that one frag, they're ready to back all the way out here. Rocky is getting ready to make a move through this IT area. He does choose to back off a little bit and get that pack on mid. Faithless jumping through, creating loads of space for his soldier in Josh coming through. And Rocky coming in, perfect timing. gets a nice rocket off onto Michael Bong the second. He does not die either. Wow, that's really nice play from Rocky, and this is a perfect push coming in now. The Uber is coming up. It's ready to move door one. They're already in. Josh jumping in really, really aggressive. Doggerel has his Uber on last. They haven't even capped second. They're still 3 down. The points... Doggerel taunting on the point, not even using his Uber. There's some bad video game manners happening in the tail end of this game, Graham.
So, what's weird to me is that the reason Butterfly Effect won that mid so easily is ad hominem respected the Rocky flank too much and backed off because of it. And then they completely neglect the Rocky flank. Josh pops their medic up and Rocky hits an insane air shot. Like... I don't get it. You over-acknowledge it and then you completely ignore it. Rocky goes behind this time. He does get finished off, although Adolo does die too. This is a much more back-and-forth mid, but Moop is insane.
Absolutely annihilated Samson just there. Trumpet is actually getting some cleanup frags. It's about even players on both of these teams right now. With actually, I say that is the player ad on the side of ad hominem attack, and that does look like they managed to take this mid. But with even Ubers coming up here pretty soon, it doesn't look like they'll be able to get much off it. Seems to be that way quite a lot. When they do win something, they don't manage to get dog rolled down, and they do just like stalemate it out until they eventually make a mistake, and Butterfly Effect capitalize on that and can turn it into a round. I would love right now for this even Ubers some sort of action to happen here. Looks like the action is coming from blue team here on Ray's sniping. Samson jumps through to see if he can counter on that, and nothing actually going for him, and he does die. Rocky is jumping forward, seeing if he can get some rockets onto Michael Bong the second, and not even getting anything there, dying for it. But his team gets so much space and choke. Looks like Spade is going to crater. Spade does crater in the end. Moop trades that really quickly though with a sticky frag onto the scout of Dork. And we have 2 down on each side. Raze has actually stayed on Sniper this entire time. He looks like he's trying to get some space through the choke area right now. Michael Bong the second is playing really fearful behind his rock there, giving him so much space. And he just looks like he can sort of stand here until he gets a shot. Looks like there's some scouts dancing around in front of him, sort of teasing him a little bit.
It's a free kill for Samson right now.
Oh,
surely.
No, he backs off. He actually was going to die here as he takes this duel with... No, he wins the duel against Josh and manages to get the pack. Does actually eventually get traded here. But there's 2
How
scouts.
does Rocky live?
2 scouts and he lives. What a king. Oh,
Man.
oh well.
And I was going to comment, one of the things that detrimented Samson on that last bomb of his where he tried to actually bomb in is Doc takes a duel with Rocky in a small box. And if there's one thing to know about soldiers, you don't want to take a duel with them when they're inside a small box, because everything can be splashed in a tiny box. But I was going to say with Samson, okay, Josh flying in, pop up. Oh my lord! Michael Bong is gone! The Uber is being eliminated as Josh hits an insane air shot! What the hell was that?
Yeah, he got annihilated just then, and they are ready to walk forward here. Raze is actually still sniping. He's not had an opportunity to jump forward, to change off, I should say. Dork and Adolo both losing their lives as they try to get in here. Doggerel is actually playing pretty passive right now. He could get way more forward with his team. They're actually really slow moving on that, but it doesn't seem to make a difference as they are now 4 down on the side of ad hominem attack, I believe. And the soldier is ready to punish. Oh, Michael Bong the second hits a really nice surf as Rocky almost frags him again. But he's so low, it looks like they can't commit to this fight with their medic on that low HP. Looks like Adolo is going to die in the flank, going for something yet again, but Doggerel is just being protected so much by his team here. Ray's still not dead, actually. He looks like he's going to see if he can do something a bit aggressive here through door 1. Misses the Demo Man headshot there, and they're kind of just backing off here. They've got their full Uber still. I don't know if they're ready to move. Yeah, they are. Here they come in through door 5 right now. The Uber has been committed onto point. Michael Bong the second getting sniped down, and Moop annihilating Connor yet again. This man is just absolutely on fire tonight. Complete wipe, point played, and that is the 4th round on the board, Graham.
We just need one more to say goodnight, sweetheart, to the evening. But it's been worth it, because at the minimum, if we get absolutely nothing from this game, what the hell was that Josh Rocket? I still can't get over that. See if he can do another one onto this mid. It's actually Rocky going far, getting right in on Trumpet, not able to find that kill, and there will be the arrow to keep him alive.
Josh does annihilate Samson as in the air, though. That was a really nice rocket from him. He does actually get an arrow from his medic to survive, and that's Connor going down too. 3 quick frags in really, really quick succession. And now that his red team in ad hominem attack backing right out, and they are just leaving one scout in raise to cap, and they're just jumping all the way forward onto this midpoint. They look like they're even trying to chase this into last. Trumpet gets taken down super low. Unfortunately, they don't get anything. It looks like it will be an even Uber's stalemate onto last again here, Graham.
Well, they've done a good job of finding ways to eliminate it, and this is honestly what I was about to say I expected to happen. Rocky on Spy. He's already got the big drop once. Can he find another one?
I'm definitely keen to see that. He does move in through this lobby area, trying to get some space. He's looks like, oh, is that, are they aware of that? Some spam going on the side of the soldier. He's actually jumping in front. He actually manages to get the demo man, settles for that pick instead. But while this has been happening, they actually do manage to go 3 down on the side of not ad hominem attack, even on the side of butterfly effect rather, and they're actually forced to back pretty far out. Looks like Raze wants to trade here with dog roll, and they do get this trade out. Michael Bong II only just now using his Uber, but it looks like all the frags are going to go the way of blue team right now. Adolo getting caught out in sewer as this Uber has faded on point, and they do manage to recap actually, which is really nice, but there's 2 scouts standing on it right away, and that is very quickly going to turn around. Michael Bong II being charioted back into spawn as he got taken very, very low in that fight. Ubers are still pretty much even here, but the soldiers and everyone are just moving forward on this 2-player ad. Points being played, so much chaos right now. Nice stickies from Moop, denying any kind of area control from the red team as they desperately rush towards that point, but unfortunately it's a little bit too little too late, and that is the second 5-0 of the night here, Graham.
And honestly, if you look down the rosters of these two teams, it's a fairly, at least to me, it was an expected result. But at the same time, I am thrilled with how ad hominem showed a little bit of fight back in the beginning of Reckoner. Like, it was a good start for them. But then you can see the experience took over and some of the respect for the players that they had in the server on the other team. You saw at times where Rocky was forcing them to react in ways that they probably shouldn't have reacted to what he was doing. Like a Rocky flank pulling more players than it should back. The pop to what was a rocket that wasn't going to hit just for the sake of Rocky shooting it kind of thing. And I just found at times you got a little too much respect out of ad hominem to some of the butterfly effect players, and that cost them in spots, and it was really well punished by butterfly effect.
Yeah, just like the teamwork on butterfly effect was just on another level than it was on ad hominem. Unfortunately, it was just like the cohesion around the medic, like Dogroll barely dying. Actually, Dogroll dying 0 times on process despite taunting while capping last. Yeah, Dogroll just like never died. That was really, really impressive from him, and compared that to Michael Bong II dying 7 times. They just weren't doing a good enough job of like protecting their medics. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really just a tale of team cohesion. Despite having played together for a few seasons, that's really the difference between an intermediate team and a prem team right there, is how well their scouts kind of just like attached at the hip to their medic and just protected him so well. Dogroll not really having a ton of experience. I believe this is only his like 2nd or 3rd season. He mains Demo Man, I understand, but I'm not sure. He does play med in a lot of the sort of PugChamp pugs and things like that, and does seem to enjoy that quite a lot. And I think his kind of like pug experience is showing through here in his sort of survivability and ability to like be protected by his team, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's so not gonna lie, I thought it was going to be a little bit closer, but like I expected ad hominem to take a round or 2. But yeah, it's 2 clean 5-0s against us tonight. How did you feel about tonight's games, Graham?
I'm sitting here looking at logs, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm more impressed by. Am I more impressed by Raze only dying once while taking 13% of heals? Or am I more impressed by Doggerel not dying? Like, the fact that I just find that so impressive that Ray's, while not having a ton of heals, still only managed to die once, going 14 kills, 7 assists with 270 DPM. Like a 21 KAD is nuts. And then Doggerel just not dying on Medic is also nuts. Even though it was a 5-0. Like, that's always impressive. I don't know which I'm more impressed by.
Definitely. I mean,
Josh's air shot, to be honest with you.
I mean, yeah, he hit some nutty rockets in that. I'm definitely impressed with that too. But I think it comes down as well to the success of the playmakers on blue team as well. Rocky and Josh, both able to make those plays way, way more than the soldier counterparts on the other team. Their jumps were just way more effective on the side of Rocky and Josh. Like, I mean, Josh absolutely annihilating Keller with one of his jumps. Like, I mean, it just makes it so much easier to follow up when you have those soldiers just dealing so much damage. So that's, I think, why we see such high kill counts on both Faithless and Rays. But that being said, like, I do want to draw attention to Trumpet on the other team. This is the second time he's top damaged for his team. Not quite beating the other team for damage this time, but second top damage behind Rocky on the losing team of a 5-0. So this man must be some kind of demo man savant. Like, I don't know how he's dealing this amount of damage while being 5-0'd. Like, that's really impressive to me as well.
And he also dealt a good amount of it with pipes as well. I mean, I find a lot of, maybe not in Prem now, but a lot of the move, like IM open demos, can do it with one or the other, but they struggle with, and usually it's stickies, but they struggle with balancing it out. And it seems like Trumpet's getting it from a consistent spread of locations. What I do want to point out that is also impressive is, did you notice the damage taken numbers?
I haven't had a look at them yet. No, do you want to take us through those?
Doggerel has sub 1,000 damage taken for the entire map, which would be 70 damage taken per minute, and Raze took 87 damage per minute.
Yeah, they would
that's
just
insane.
Like, yeah, a Raze on the flank too. Like, Raze wasn't getting heals, he just wasn't taking damage.
I mean, Raze also capped 10 cap points, so getting capping points does negate some of that. But it's overall, like, we're analyzing fairly heavily into what is back-to-back 5-0s. It was
that is true.
A downright dominant showing from Butterfly Effect. And if you had any question marks for them, I'm not even sure that 5-0 is a knock on ad hominem, to be honest with you. I think it's honestly the big thing is you kick back and look and say, hey, any question marks you might have had for Butterfly Effect, that's an emphatic way to answer them when we're at the midway point of the season.
Definitely. Well, so the way I see the season going at the moment is Butterfly Effect is 4th place, possibly contesting for 3rd, depending on what happens. But Ad Hominem Attack is, in my mind, not last. Like, I don't see them coming last. I think they do definitely stand a chance of beating the other two teams below them or tied with them even in Prem. Like, I definitely think they can hold it to some of the other lower teams, and especially coming from winning Inter to possibly a 5th place finish in Prem is pretty impressive. So I think this team can definitely take it to it, but I think Butterfly Effect is definitely a 4th place finish. Seeing the difference between that playoff level team and that lower Prem team, like, there was just 2 clean 5-0s. Like, there is still such a big difference in skill level here. But I mean, there are definitely some more good games to look forward to. Like, I know we'll definitely be back next week with some other super exciting games. But yeah, do you have anything else to say about tonight's game before we start wrapping some of this stuff up, Graham?
I think we've honestly exhausted all my thoughts, all 2 of them in my brain, that my brain can contain at one time. I just think at the end of the day, I'm really excited to see, like, whether this is a turning point for Butterfly Effect. You had them. You said they're the 4th place team. Say, looking at rosters, that's probably fair. But is it? Is the question that is kind of now in my minds. I thought they'd be closer to Ad Hominem Attack. I thought they'd still win, confidently, but I thought it would be closer. So are Butterfly Effect actually better than what we've seen so far? Are they better than either of us or would rank them? And is this like the midway turning point? Are we seeing a breakthrough for Butterfly Effect where they're maybe gonna push for third, maybe gonna push for second? Are they gonna be in that contention? Is there a window for them? There's still a lot of questions. We're early in the season. There's a lot of
Yeah,
answers that we're
definitely.
waiting
I
for.
mean, at the moment, the third place contender is Coffee Clock, who was the victor last season, but they have had a little bit of a roster shuffle around since then, and they're currently coming third. So it is possible for them to come close to that, but they would have to do a really, really good showing against a team like that to beat them. Like it'll be a rough game, I think, when they're trying to beat Coffee Clock. But yeah, I think they will actually be playing in a couple of weeks' time. We will see that game, so we're going to see if we can come back with that one, because that'll be a good one. I think that's week 6 where they will see each other. So we've got another week.
They have an
then.
entertaining run of games because they play Barrel of Apes next week, which
Yeah.
that I think that will be an entertaining game, if only for the memeage that we get from it. But also,
Yeah.
it's another good test. Like, depending how well they show, I don't think they'll beat them, but depending how well they show, it could be a really interesting series. Then the fact that they get Coffee Clock the week following, before rounding out with a not to say easier time, but definitely an easier time than the two teams they just played in Misha. It's an interesting run there for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and definitely. So we'll be back with those or some of those games in the next couple of weeks. But I think we'll round things out there. Do you have any shout outs before we finish up here, Graham?
As always, shout out to TF Live TV for letting me cast. They're the reasons, honestly, that I've been to any of the lands that I've done and got anywhere that I've gotten in casting. It all comes down to back when I started with TF Live TV. So, as always, shout out to the entire crew, especially to you, Xander, for being a fantastic co-caster, and of course, Core for rocking it on production tonight.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'd shout out to both teams for not necessarily the closest games, but still some very entertaining games tonight. Shout out to, again, you, Graham, stepping in to cover some casting for us tonight. It's very great to have you here again. Shout out to Core again, running production. It's fantastic to have some more production talent on board with TF Live. It's really good to have you, and you're doing a fantastic job, so well done. And shout out to all of you for watching tonight. I reckon we'll wrap things up here tonight, and we'll be back next week with some more ozfortress Premiere action. In the meantime, good night, and I'll see you then.